Alright, let's get started tonight. Apologies for not being able to stream this yesterday, but my voice was gone, and I don't mean like kinda raspy gone, I mean it was completely gone. So after several warm beverages later and a good night's sleep, my voice is back to normal, thankfully. Also, we did this off screen. I've gotten everybody to level 55. I did not save after trying it, but I did check to see exactly how good or bad I would do against the final boss, being 5 levels higher in my team of 6 than him, and I kept accidentally killing things, so I think power-wise we're more than good to go on that front. So just keep that in mind. Aside from that, obviously trained at Mount Battle a lot, and so as a result I've got a lot more coupons. I'm not going to buy anything, and I didn't buy anything, but if I wanted to get a little bit more I could buy things like King's Rock, Scope Lens, whatever. Wouldn't really buy the berries. But I did grab a lot of points from that. And I also went to the Colosseums again, some of them. I didn't go to all of them. I went to Pyrite and went to... what is the other one? Raugum Tower, that's what it is. Almost ran outside to check. And they gave me a couple extra TMs because you get TMs from beating the dungeons, gyms, whatever you want to call them, up to 4 times. That's not the case for every gym in this game like it was in Pokemon Colosseum, but I did get a couple of extra TMs through that. Did not teach anybody anything new, and the only thing new that my team tried to learn was Baltoy, or Claydol rather, tried to learn self-destruct, but I did not teach it to him, but he tried to learn that at level 55. In addition, going over the HQ lab very quickly, as expected, whenever I started walking around, I did get some Pokemon that are ready to be purified. I have not actually purified them, I just took them out of the chamber and replaced them with ones that still needed to lower their heart gauge. And because I did some of the Colosseums, I also grabbed a few of the Pokemon, the Shadow Pokemon that I'd missed. So currently, I've got Solrock, Lapras, Scyther, and Starmie all ready to be purified. And if we take a look inside the purified chamber, I've gotten Tangela, and I believe Sableye was the other one. But this is who we've got left in here. So I have picked up a couple extra Pokemon from Mirror B as a result. That's still not all of them. I'm still missing some. As you can see, I've caught purified 58 and caught 70, so I've not gotten all of them. And obviously we've still got to fight the final boss himself. And the last thing I did, of course, was I bought some more healing items. I'm going to sort these if it'll let me. I bought a bunch of hyper potions, bought some full heals, bought some revives. I don't think I'm really going to need the revives that much, but you never know. And then I, of course, bought some more Ultra Balls, so now I've got 60. 60 Ultra Balls might seem like overkill. It's not. It's really not. Trying to catch, unless you're not trying to catch all of Greevil's Shadow Pokemon in the same battle, then 60's not overkill. In fact, I'm actually going to go and buy more with however much money I've got left. Because I can safely say with no uncertainty that you will be using a lot of Ultra Balls, Timer Balls, whatever your preference is in this final battle. I don't have enough money for that. Alright. Is there anything I can sell that I don't want? Really, I could sell all these. Wonder how much these are. No, they're not worth really that much. Okay. And yeah, I don't want to sell any key items. Since I'm using full heals, I probably don't need all the other types. What happens if you try to sell none? Oh, it just doesn't do anything. I was hoping for like a funny line of like, oh, you're gonna try to sell me nothing, huh? That's not gonna do you much good. Alright, so that we can get 4 more. I'll take it. I like how it's making the noise of a train going, even though it's, you know, not moving at all. Probably just some ambient music they'd play or what have you. Nice little touch there. So with that, we're ready to go fight Grandmaster Gale, and if you saw the update for this coming in, you know he is a filthy cheater. And I say that for good reason. From what I can remember, this has only happened one other time in the series, and it was after this point, so he's the first person to be a cheater, pumpkin eater, for lack of a better term. So let's go beat him up. It's so nice not have to traverse all the way through all that mess. I'm pretty sure my Pokemon are fully healed, but just in case they're not. Brandmania, thank you for the follow. Hope you are enjoying the stream, as we are about to fight the final boss. Once you enter this elevator, the final boss battle will begin, so if there's any preparations that you want to do, now will be the time to do so. I will go ahead and tell everybody right now that his first Pokemon on his team that he's going to start with are a Shadow Rhydon, so it's going to be something, in this case, very weak to water, so I'm going to have to be careful with that. And I'll leave the other one a surprise, because it's kind of a big deal, the Pokemon he's got on his team. So, let's do this. If there's something I don't catch, I'll obviously go back and get it. But for now, let's fight the final boss. Oh, so even you have come this far. I had no idea that a mere child like you would pursue me this long. Professor Crane, Data ROMs in the lair, you alone derailed every one of our well-laid plans. Well, perhaps not just you. The news broadcast by ONBS did not help Cypher's cause at all. However, my Shadow Pokemon plan isn't finished yet. The final act is about to unfold. Having come this far, I think you've earned the right to know what I've planned. So you're gonna tell me your entire plan in case even if I lost and somehow got out of here, I could tell the rest of the world what you're trying to do. The creation of Shadow Pokemon that permanently resist purification, that was the first step. Next, I plan to create an army of Shadow Pokemon that work independently on my orders alone. Well, I hate to tell you this, but outside of a couple ones that I didn't catch that Mirror B has, the only Shadow Pokemon left in existence are, well, the ones that you've got. When the second step is done, I will take over the world without having to rely on bothersome people. And now... let me introduce to you my faithful servant, the one that shall become the central figure in my Shadow Pokemon army. Come forth, XD001. Uh-oh. It's a Lugia. Codename XD001, and now freed of all adjustments, I present to you Shadow Lugia. This Lugia is the first of the Shadow Pokemon that cannot be purified. Now let us celebrate the completion of the Shadow Pokemon plan in advance. Fall prey to Shadow Lugia. Starting this battle, as Chugga Conroy puts it, Gale is a cheater. This is a separate battle from actually fighting Gale himself. And of course, it is a Shadow Pokemon. So right now he has a Shadow Lugia that is level 50. Directly after this battle is done, whether you kill the Lugia or catch the Lugia, it will throw you into a battle against Gale where he has 6 Pokemon that are also level 50. You do not get healed in between these battles, which means that Gale is the first, well, really trainer at all, whatever you want to call him. I wouldn't call him much of a trainer, but you get the idea. The first trainer ever to use a team of 7 Pokemon. And you know what? I don't really care for cheaters. So I think we're just gonna make it a 6v6. Nobody likes a cheater, Gale. Nobody likes a cheater. You could, of course, take on the Lugia by yourself, because at this point you are fighting it solo, and so you don't have a 2v2 going on, it's a 2v1. So in that sense, it might be easier to, you know, weaken the Lugia normally and then fight it. But again, your health, your power points, all that stuff carries over. So don't expect that you're going to get a full heal after this, because it's not going to happen. So if you try to catch Lugia and he starts kicking your butt and knocks out half your team, then you're going to be in trouble. How dare you, child! How dare you snag my Shadow Lugia, my one loyal subject! I mean, why not, really? There's nothing left, but I will personally see to the total destruction of your Pokemon. Fall. No thanks, it's winter. We're about to come up on December here. Those eyes, they're so creepy. And those teeth, good lord. So yes, as I mentioned, Rhydon and Moltres. His team is completely comprised of Shadow Pokemon. And outside of Lugia, he does have all three of the legendary birds. We'll be seeing Zapdos and Articuno at some point during the fight. As for what the two remaining Shadow Pokemon on his team are, we'll leave those a mystery for now. So important to know that Rhydon will have Lightning Rod for its abilities, so if you try to use any electric attacks, they're going to get redirected to Rhydon, and because he is part ground type, they will of course do nothing. So should you try to do that, it's not going to end well for you. So what I think I'm going to do is go with Ice Beam. And Moltres is fire and flying, so it will be weak to it from flying, but it will balance out with its fire subtype. And I'm going to go ahead and try Dragon Claw on Rhydon. I know it's a little bit weaker. If it does die, it dies. It's not the end of the world, but we will see what happens. Based on my practice battle, which again, I only played to kind of get an idea, yeah. Honestly, I did not think 5 levels was going to be over-leveled, and in terms of playing defense, it's probably not, because most people are trying to catch all of these rather than kill them. And so, as a result, you're going to be taking a lot of damage while you're just trying to whittle them down without killing them. Sure, they might have a status effect on them that might stop them from attacking for a couple rounds, but by and large, it's not going to, you know, fix everything. Unsurprisingly, the legendary birds have their own special moves that are shadow moves, like Shadow Fire. I'm gonna go with Body Slam on Executor. And though it may not work, let's give it a try anyway. Because all these Pokemon are incredibly high leveled, yeah, don't expect to catch them on the first ball or anywhere close. You are likely going to have to knock them into the red and inflict some sort of status ailment on them in order to have a good shot at getting them. Speaking of status ailments, if you find a Shadow Pokemon that you can hold pretty well against with your team, whatever that Shadow Pokemon might be, I would recommend keeping it on the field if it's got some sort of status ailment like paralysis. Obviously not anything like poison burn, but if it's frozen or if it's paralyzed and it can't do that much to you, then I would recommend keeping it on the field, because then you've got something that will be paralyzed constantly and constantly be having that chance. So you can kind of focus on them one at a time. I think anything I do with either of these guys will probably kill them. So I'm going to switch and throw another Pokeball, or Ultra Ball rather. I'm going to try to paralyze Moltres, and then whichever one I catch first, great. At least they're both paralyzed. There is no shame in spamming your items in this fight, because it is tough. And there we go, Executor was caught. So much for not catching it on the first Ultra Ball. Oh boy, Tauros. For anybody that's played the original games, you know this thing hits like a truck. This was one of the powerhouses from the initial Red, Blue, Yellow games. It was up there with Starmie, Snorlax, It hits incredibly hard. So much so that I think I'd rather paralyze it first, if I'm being perfectly honest. Let's try Aerial Ace. I know Dragon Claw is stronger than Aerial Ace, plus it's getting the same type of attack bonus, so maybe this will not kill Tauros. No, not even close. I can probably do that three more times. 2 more times. Keep in mind, if I do have to kill any members on his team to overall win the fight, I will try to do so. Yeah, that critical hit was more than I expected. I guess another legendary bird. Yep, Articuno! That little portrait of it looked really weird. Keep in mind, a lot of the sprites or portraits are used from the original Coliseum game, not Pokemon Coliseum, but like Pokemon Stadium. So if the portraits look bad, that's probably why. Alright, let's see here. So he's down to 3, right? I think he's only down to legendary birds, actually. So we haven't seen Zapdos. I caught Executor. Tauros is dead. Rhydon is dead. So yeah, it's gotta be Zapdos. He's the only one left. Yep. This might do a bit too much damage, but I'm gonna try anyway. And I guess I'll take another crack at Moltres. You can see what I mean now, though, about, like, offensively, I do, like, almost too much damage, but defensively, I don't have, like, that much. But we still got Moltres. Maybe we can break even. If we can get half of his team, I'll be happy. Not counting YuGiOh for obvious reasons. Hopefully this won't kill Articuno, because Articuno is my favorite of the legendary birds. Perfect, right there. Okay, good. It didn't burn him by accident. Man, I could not have gotten luckier on that. Not as long as he doesn't have any move that recoils him. Alright, I already know what I'm doing this turn. Obviously gonna try to catch you. And because this is about as good a time as any, if I get the chance, I might try to revive Jolteon to get Thunder Wave back and try to paralyze it, but I think I might be able to catch Articuno as is. Because that's really, really low health. So again, provided it doesn't kill itself by accident. Grief, all the status effects are getting thrown onto Zangoose. I think I'm going to try to get Jolteon back into the fight. And I'll probably have to sacrifice Ball Rain to do that, but that's alright. But I am still going to try to use up a turn to catch that Articuno, because if I can get him off the field, then they'd be in a really good spot. Will you please stay in there? I said you were my favorite of the legendary birds. Hey! As much as it will probably tick him off, Zapdos is probably my least favorite. It just has a really derpy looking face. I don't much care for Moltres either, though, to be fair. Articuno's the only one I really do like. I say we go with Flamethrower. Well, no. We'll have Charm, because I don't want it to be doing too much damage in one round. Flying and Electric, if I remember correctly, so Ice is going to do a lot of damage. Maybe we can Paralyze with Body Slam, if we get the chance to go first somehow. I doubt that will happen. Electric types typically, yeah, are pretty fast. Not always, but usually. I'm pretty sure Jolteon's still gonna be faster. Nice! That takes care of the paralysis. Save my 2 tanky characters just in case. Alright, that's gonna be as far as I need to go with that. Red health, paralyzed, that's about as close as we can cut it. So out of 7, I got 5. Provided I can catch this, that's actually not that bad, really. Probably not gonna need it, but just on the off chance. One, 2, come on. He's probably mad because I said he's my least favorite. It's only in terms of looks, dude. In terms of, moveset, I think Zapdos, at least starting out, probably has a better one. Alright, we'll start doing some sand attacks, try to lower his accuracy while we're attempting to catch him. One. Come on. Just throw sand on him, he'll be fine. That's what I was hoping for. Keep throwing that sand. I think all the shadow moves, like the special ones, I think they do all have, starting out, perfect accuracy, but I could be wrong on that. Pokemon XD doesn't have a lot of info on it online. It's kind of weird. But then again, this game was not well received when it came out, which is really a shame. I think people played Colosseum, the original one where you catch a bunch of shadow Pokemon, and then when the sequel came out, this one just kind of got overlooked. Doesn't help it was kind of towards the end of the life era of the GameCube. Oh, wait, we're not using your turn for that. That. Alright, I got a good feeling about this one. 1. Nope, so much for that. Just keep throwing that sand. It's a good thing it doesn't qualify as a ground move, otherwise it wouldn't be doing much here. This is also why I saved who I saved for the end, though. It's because now we have an electric type that won't do much to. And a ground type that won't do anything to. Actually, yeah, it won't do anything to Jolteon either, because Jolteon's got Volt Absorb, so he would just get the health back, so that move has been pretty much locked. He's either going to do no damage or heal me with it, so... I don't know if he has Drill Peck, or if he doesn't get that until he gets Purified. I'm not sure on that. That might be the last chance I get to use Sand Attack, though. I don't think his accuracy will go any lower. But it's not going to stop me from trying. Missed. Haha. Also, in case you're wondering why I'm not using the timer balls, those don't become fully effective until 30 turns in. And honestly, we may not even get a turn 20. I feel like we're at like the 16, 17 mark. And also, even though I think I mentioned at the start of the project, no, you cannot throw 2 Pokeballs in the same turn. It'll say something like your snag machine needs time to recharge. So doing that is sadly pointless. Speaking of pointless, though, if you do fail this fight, like, say I failed somehow at this point, catching Zapdos and he managed to kill me, then I would not be able to keep Exeggutor, Articuno, or Moltres. Like, if you die, then you lose all the ones you've already snagged. Yeah, his accuracy won't go any lower. Alright. If that's the case... So we've got nothing else to do. Try to get Hounded back in and start using Charm to lower his attack. I know Shadow Bolt is a special move, at least I would assume so. I think all the Shadow moves... Like, usually you can tell when it's a physical or special, so... But I think... Actually, well, no, because this is before the split. So maybe it's not. Ah, I thought I had it there. That's still not going to do anything. You know what I could do is get my team back to full health and act like I haven't taken any damage at all, hardly. I mean, if we're gonna celebrate beating the final boss, I want my entire team to be able to be there with me enjoying the celebrations. Oh, there we go. Zapdos was caught. So we got Exeggutor and the 3 birds, so, and Lugia. So 5 out of 7. That's actually not too bad, all things considered. Player defeated, Grandmaster Greevil. Wah! Those eyes, man, they're so creepy. Exeggutor, Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos, all sent to the PC. And Lugia, I would assume, they didn't mention that, but they probably actually did, quote-unquote, between battles, but yeah, he would be in the PC as well. How? A mere child crushed my cherished plan? Oh hey, it's Pokemon Trainer Blue. What? This can't be. Grr, it's your fault. I won't forgive. There's no forgiving you. Fine, I don't care. What is this music? Grandmaster, we're done here. We should blow up Dark Eye with the child still on it. What, so you're gonna pull Seto Kaiba after he lost Battle City and just blow the entire thing up? Grandmaster, such things can be replaced. We must ensure our own survival. Ready a helicopter for our escape. We've got to leave now. You're right. Wait. Please wait. You're willing to sacrifice everyone so you can escape? You should be ashamed. Ashamed. Clinging to your foolish pride will guarantee Cypher's demise. Cypher must survive. That is our first duty. The Grandmaster feels the same way. Yes, for Cypher's sake, sacrifices must be endured. What are you saying? The Shadow Pokemon Factory has been destroyed. XD001 was defeated. Nothing remains of Cypher. Silence. Cypher will live forever. If only this child hadn't... Grandmaster, please give the order to blow up Citadark Isle. Yes, it can't be helped. Don't begrudge us, child. Stop. Let's put a stop to this, Father. Don't call him Father. Call him the Grandmaster. I mean, he just got his butt kicked. He can't be that good of a Grandmaster. Father, you've lost sight of what's important. You got carried away with this whole Grandmaster nonsense. It isn't possible to take over the world by producing powerful Pokemon. Just think of this child. This child's pure heart went out over XD001. We were in the wrong. Silence, silence, silence! Why aren't you showing some spine? We've come so far. Not really. Cypher's finished. Father, you yourself should know that more than anyone. Oh. Now please, stand up. This is how it should be. The laws of the land will render judgment on what we have done. Oh, everything I did, all of it was a mistake. Just gonna hang out over there. Thanks to your courage, we were finally able to wake from our nightmare. Thanks, Ness. Thank you. You have nothing to fear from us ever. You should return home to your family. Let us meet again, too, but the next time we battle, it won't be as mortal enemies. I will look forward to it. We'll talk about that scene a little bit more when the credits start rolling here, because I've got something to say about it. It's something positive, mind you, but... Yay, confetti! I'm guessing those are like the victory poses if the trainer actually beat you. They would like clap or jump up and down or whatever, maybe? That's not something you see very often, seeing as most trainers are kind of, you know, a joke. If they're not a boss, they're probably not going to do that much to you. 1,000-yard stare, not even looking at me. Alright, so that whole ending cutscene with Eldest, Ardos, and Grandmaster Greevil of, we'll just call them Red and Blue, because I'll probably get them wrong at some point if I do it the other way. The red guy kind of, like, chooses forgiveness and redemption and, you know, accepting whatever judgment may befall him, along with convincing Greevil to do the same. But the fact that Ardos doesn't agree with that and presumably leaves with the helicopter he's prepared... Like, story-wise, that's a perfect setup to do a third version, or third round, whatever you want to call it, of another Shadow Pokemon-style game. It really is. Because, like, you've already got your antagonist right there. And whether you make him serve as the final antagonist in the hypothetical third game, or have him train somebody that ends up becoming the final battle, and he's just, you know, like a... minor, well, not a minor villain, but like, you know, somebody you don't actually fight or not the final boss. Like, there's definitely potential story-wise to put in another version, a third Shadow Pokemon game. And though they probably will never do that because this game's 2005 and it's almost 2019 at this point, so there's a pretty long gap between those, it would be cool to see because... Like, we've already had Pokemon Coliseum played on this, I played it on my YouTube channel. But this is the first time I've played XD for streaming or for my channel. And there were a lot of issues with the original game. You know, purifying Shadow Pokemon is way easier in this game because of the purification chambers. Just general fixes like that. You know, things were made more complex because in the previous game, nobody had more than one Shadow Pokemon. Here you have... Even on Citadark Isle, some of the basic trainers will have 2, even 3 sometimes, Shadow Pokemon. That doesn't stop this game from having its issues, because trust me, there are issues. I think the Battle CD idea is kind of dumb, but they've got cool stuff like the bingo and what have you. But the point is, there were new issues in this game that were not in the first, but a lot of the issues from the first game got fixed in the second. So what that probably means is that if there were to have a third game be made, if somebody took a look at all the good and all the bad from both this game and Coliseum, and, you know, updated it with new graphics, whatever shadow Pokemon you wanted to use, I think there's potential for a really, really, really good game there. That, while it may not be the traditional Pokemon, you know, there's definitely some substance there for some really good playthroughs of a potential third game. And, you know, who knows how much they do, who knows if they do, rest in peace, Iwata. Who knows if they do, like, the current generation, if they do, like, a mix of all of them, whatever it would be. Because one of the issues with both this game and the original Coliseum is that you don't have a giant set of Pokemon to pick from, so ones you wouldn't normally pick, you usually will now. But that kind of adds to the charm, is because you're not typically picking things you're used to. So, with that being said, we've gotten transported back in our room, and Snorlax is ready to be purified. And there's an email. From Egan, Dear Delta, I've heard that you returned from Cidark Isle. I sent this message as an invitation to the Ore Coliseum. I will be arriving shortly to ask you in The email's cut off. Interesting that it quote-unquote got cut off because he used, like, the double dashes. The last time the email got cut off, it just literally did not have any little, like, ellipse or anything. So, what have you unlocked by completing the game? What is the post-game for this? Well, obviously it would be going and catching out any Shadow Pokemon you've not already obtained, and purifying those Shadow Pokemon. So I might try to do that at some point. Maybe I'll do like a bonus episode, who can really say. It'll definitely be during my break, my winter break, so in a couple weeks, likely. But I didn't really miss too many Shadow Pokemon at this point. So that's at least something. So obviously you can do that, and the only way to purify Lugia is actually by purifying everything else. But the other thing you've unlocked, of course, is the invitation to Ore Coliseum, as you just mentioned. You're finally going after the ultimate battle, aren't you? I am? Can I not talk to... There we go. It's about the Shadow Pokemon that's impossible to purify. I think I've told you about that before. It appears that the Shadow Lugia you snagged, yeah. As long as Shadow Lugia has a heart, there must be a way for it to be purified. We've got to maximally use the power of the Purify Chamber and the regular Pokemon. I think that's the important thing. I'm sure the Lugia will eventually open its heart to you. So yes, by completely purifying every other Shadow Pokemon in the game, that is how you get Lugia purified. Can I get through the door? Thanks. Almost seemed like he was in the way. No, I didn't want to train on the battle sim. The reverse mode. No, I don't want to hear about reverse mode. We've already seen that. Sure, what do you have? Okay, yeah, this is all, like... I guess we could go ahead and talk about it. This is basically the events of Coliseum. 5 years ago, a criminal organization named Cypher used a group called Team Snag and Run, a Pokemon, used artificial means to close the door of Pokemon's heart, make them fighting machines. Those were what we call Shadow Pokemon. Cypher tried to make those to take over the world. They were thwarted by a young man who quit Team Snag and a girl who had special ability to identify those Shadow Pokemon, rather than using the machine that we have. Their boss was named Evis, and though he was acting as the mayor of a city under a different name. He's behind bars. Either new bosses emerged or Evis wasn't the big boss. Snag 75, yep. At the pace you're going, it may not be far off before all the Shadow Pokemon are saved. Wonder what he will say, or maybe give you something after you've done all that. Yep. Your B may have appeared. Which I explain nothing. I could go after Mirror B now, but we are going to be starting Mario Galaxy in about 20 minutes, so I'm likely not going to do that. For now, let's go ahead and purify Snorlax. I'll probably get whatever's in that 9th chamber to get purified very, very quickly here, because it looks like the gauge is pretty much gone. So I'll purify a couple more of these and then see what Egan wants. But I will warn you, the post-game Colosseums in this game are ruthlessly hard. Regain Fisher. Really? An insta-kill move? Okay. No, I don't want to give a nickname. I'll walk around for a second for the other one to open the door to its heart. Then I'll probably put some of the legendary birds in there. Don't mind me, I'm just doing some laps. There we go. Yeah, we can actually put all three. I forgot that second one wasn't being used right now, so we can put all three of the legendary birds in there. Regain 3 moves, really? Okay. Alright, let's get those legendary birds in there. Oh, they should be over here. No? That's weird. What did they start here for? That's a bit odd. Maybe it's that because that was like the last PC I was interacting with. Or the last box, rather. Also, we're about to have guests, just a fair warning. Oh, that's where the leftovers were. I was wondering where those were. So. Okay. It does the thing. Alright, I still have to purify all these. We are streaming right now, fair warning. I was supposed to finish this game yesterday, but my voice was completely shot, so I couldn't do it.
Yikes.
You did miss Grandmaster cheating Greevil, though.
Alright.
Pokemon's biggest cheater. He uses a team of 7 Pokemon.
Yep.
Which is why I promptly used the Master Ball in the fight with YuGiOh, because I was like, nobody likes to cheat a Greevil.
Exactly. Good.
We've done it. We've purified a rock.
Woohoo. Now it's a clean rock.
It's still never getting used, though. I'm not a fan of this thing.
Yep. I saw this thing that was like, you're going on a journey to save the Earth, and your birth month is whatever Pokemon you're born with. How well you do. And I got like...
Caterpie.
Got like Caterpie. I think February's was Charizard.
I'm okay with that.
And then looked up mine. Friggin' Magikarp.
Nice. Well, the
okay.
good news is if you can get it to evolve into Gyarados, then you have a pretty good chance.
I mean, yeah, if I can get it to evolve, but
it goes
otherwise...
Because in the original 150, it goes from being like the weakest Pokemon to one of the strongest. It's like in the top 10.
Yeah.
No, I won't give a nickname to Lapras. he's hunched so far over. Because Scyther's supposed to be like taller than, I think he's like 5'7" or 5'8" when he stands upright fully. So he's like really hunched over.
He slouches like you do.
He threw out his back something fierce.
Oh man.
As much as it goes against my judgment, I guess I'll Purify Starmie. Back in the day,
You gotta.
well, like back in the days of Gen 1, there was basically like 4 Pokemon that were incredibly powerful, and this was one of them. It doesn't look like it, but it's got really good stats, and it's got really strong special attack, and it can learn stuff like Psychic, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, like really, really strong moves.
Nice.
It was like up there with Snorlax and Tauros of how strong it was. Speaking of which, it learned Ice Beam just from getting purified. Alright, now I can go put this Pokemon back. Whenever you're ready to load those, thanks.
We'll just stare at it. Don't worry about it. That's fine.
That's another one of those awful ones. Let's see if it will show the sprite for it, 'cause it looks really bad.
Yikes.
The sad thing is, in the original 150 Pokemon, that is the only pure grass type you can obtain.
Yikes.
The only one. And it's actually, like, semi-rare, but aside from that, it's just... It's purple spaghetti with a face. It also doesn't help that, like, because this is, like, right before... Well, yeah, this is right before Gen 4 started. So this is, like... Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald is the most recent generation at this point, the one you've played. But for a lot of the older Pokemon, like the Tangela that are the original ones, it uses its model from the original Pokemon Stadium, which came out in, like, 99. And so, as a result, some of the models don't look very good. I don't think I have it in here right now. No, I don't. Maybe it's in... Might be in my actual PC. There's one that's like, it's a Jumpluff that's like, it has like a blue body and like little dandelion-esque arms, but when you look at the shadows, because it's a lot easier for software to render things in squares rather than circles. Maybe I don't have it in here.
We mentioned that.
Yeah, and so it's got like a whole bunch of squares for the shadows because they couldn't render the shadows.
Perfect.
It's beautiful.
No one will notice.
It was 2005. The GameCube was at the end of its shelf life, sadly, at that point.
It was a simpler time.
Because the Wii came out, Wii launch was like Christmas of 06, I think? Might have been earlier than that. Alright, let's go see what the old dude wanted.
Something annoying, probably.
Yeah, this is like the post game right here. If you read the email I sent you, yeah, but I got cut off again. I panicked and sent the email before I finished it. Well, that's good. I'm glad you did that.
Proud of you.
There are countless trainers that would be honored to battle with Cypher's nemesis.
Well.
Yep, so he made a Coliseum. Unfortunately... Oh, okay, I guess we're battling now.
Oh.
That's good. Thanks. Didn't realize that was gonna happen. Unfortunately, the Coliseum in question is ridiculously strong. We're talking like every trainer has 6 Pokemon, they're all level 100, they're all bred perfectly. It's basically the type, like, you know the professional Pokemon trainers that, like, have to do, like, EV breeding and IV and all that other junk? Like, you need that level of Pokemon to be able to win. And so, as a result, it's not pretty. Thankfully, Ian's kind of got not very good stuff here. Static ability. He's just gonna have 2 Pichus, 2 Pikachus, and 2 Raichus, isn't he?
Not be surprised.
I really wouldn't be surprised by that. It's like the obligatory trainer that has 6 Magikarp in every Pokemon game. This is just gonna be what this guy does. Because in Coliseum he uses a Pikachu to try to battle that Hitmontop, and then he, you know, loses really badly. They might be fast, but unfortunately Pikachu doesn't have that many great stats aside from special attack and speed. Defensively, it's not very good. Oh, great. Well, I know what you're about to do. I don't remember if it came up whenever you played it, but, like, you know how you have those really strong moves that don't have that great accuracy, like Thunder? Whenever it's raining, Thunder's accuracy goes up to 100%. That's why he did that. Oh, good. Now that's happening. Yeah, me too.
Definitely not annoying.
No. Yeah. Well, I noticed that the Pichu is 45. That Raichu's the same level as me, so I wasn't expecting it to... I'm just gonna attack the Raichu completely until it dies. I would've gone for the water type, but that's just me.
Yes.
I guess just wanted to kill the bigger threat. Unfortunately for him, I have a ground type which has immunity to electricity completely, so... yeah. That happened in the final battle. He got down to Zapdos, which is an electric type, and I had that out so he couldn't do anything to it, and then I had Jolteon out, which has Volt Absorb, so if he tried to attack with electricity, not only would it have not worked, it would have healed him, so he couldn't do anything. He was just stuck. Top that off with the fact that I was trying to catch him, and so one turn I would throw a Pokeball, but you can't throw two in the same round, even though it's a 2v2. And so I just had it to where I was using Sand Attack to lower his accuracy, so not only could he not actually damage me, even if he could hit me, he wouldn't have done anything. Oh wait, we've got Earthquake. I completely forgot about that. Alright, well, this guy's dead. Sure, go ahead, have fun with that. Congrats, you finally managed to beat something that was weak against you after losing 4 of your 6 team members. Yeah, he's right there, he's using Earthquake. That's why it's so hard to find him, the ground's shaking, you can't see things clearly. Adios. Earthquake's so broken, I love it. 100 power, 100 accuracy. It's stronger than Ice Beam, it's stronger than Psychic, it's stronger than Thunderbolt, stronger than Flamethrower. Thanks for the money. This is the Ori Coliseum. Yeah, I'm not going there. I'd get my butt kicked. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, I'm not going there. I'm not suicidal yet. I've tried going there with like the best team I could possibly make in the game, and I only survived 2 battles. To be fair, the one I lost was kind of stupid, because it was a character that liked spamming Metronome, which just literally picks a random move that's not even from their move pool. It can literally pick any move. Yeah, and he got self-destruct and killed everybody on the field, and despite the fact it was his self-destruct, which also killed him, he still wins. Yeah. If they use self-destruct and it kills everybody, then they win. If you use self-destruct and it kills everybody, they still win. It's stupid.
That's upsetting.
So on that note, I'll work on purifying things off screen, but for now we need to switch to Mario Galaxy, which we're actually pretty close to doing that on time.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Woohoo!
Alright, we will be back shortly. For now, I'll kick this to intermission, and when we're ready to start, I will obviously turn off the stream for all of 6 seconds and turn it back on.